judge history is a long one, and when it's on the line, everyone is thirsty for a sip of victory. And the Wolverines will kick it off to get us underway. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So the Minnesota Golden Gophers offense comes onto the field first today. Michigan completely controlled this rivalry game last year and just took the jug away from the Gophers.
Listen, Michigan's a program at this point with recent success. They're thinking about national championships. We've seen them in the college football playoff here in recent years. This is a rivalry game against Minnesota that they're expected to dominate. And last year, David, they did.
Michigan, year after year, one of the winningest programs in all of college football. We expect them to be great. Always a tremendous challenge for Minnesota to try to get that little brown jug.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's good job corralling that football, but he couldn't get it out of the end zone, and it'll be a safety. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Golden Gophers send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll field the punt. Well, they finally stopped him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Wolverines offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. And we've got a superb matchup to watch here, David. One of the best quarterbacks in the country. And how much will he be willing to challenge one of the best corners in the land?
Well, and it's going to be more interesting to me, Jesse, do they let him make a grab? Like, does he choose to go after him and believe in his ability and believe in his matchups, or do they stay away from him? Because a lot of people stay away from him. He's that good out wide that you don't want that smoke. And I'm interested to see, Jesse, if he has the onions to go after the corner and try to make plays.
The one thing we know about him for sure is he's a believer in his own arm talent. He's the kind of guy that thinks he can fit the football into the smallest windows, but you're right. He's got to pick his battles and be careful when he decides to attack this guy, because he has picked off some really good quarterbacks in the past, and you know he's just licking his chops, hoping for a chance today.
Looking to get it in. Touchdown, Michigan! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one.
And this offense continues to have some success. And I'll tell you what, when it gets down to it and you need a play, they're starting to find this playmaker. You can tell the QB looks for him. That's 3 TDs now in 4 games, and I think they'll keep feeding the big fella.
Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. And there he is again, another sack, channeling his inner Aiden Hutchinson against Penn State.
And that is high praise when you start comparing somebody to Aiden Hutchinson. Michigan, year after year, they find these dudes, man. The guys that will get after the quarterback. Hey, listen.
He ran out of bounds in the end zone, and that'll be a safety. And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20.
As a ball carrier, you just have to have better awareness. You have to know where you are on the field. You run out of bounds like that, that's a play he's going to learn from. He's probably going to be the butt of a few jokes. This might follow him for a while, but that is a safety, and that is a costly mistake.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that ball.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
Caught over the middle. It's crease corn. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
Yeah, this defense is going to have a plan for this tight end, especially when he lines up in the slot, because there's a lot of different routes he can run, and because of his size and his wingspan, he's very, very difficult.
Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And the extra point extends the lead to 16.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now 1 more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. So here comes the Michigan offense. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. The margin for error so small in a conference like this, and in Big Ten play, really imperative to get off to a good start.
Really focus on all offseason getting off to such a great start, right? Start fast. Win our conference. Well, this is step 1. And so I think you're so tired of hitting your own color jerseys, by the way. You're excited when you get in conference play. You start to get some of that familiarity, some of that also that hatred that you have for these other teams. So the Big Ten is a fun conference.
Yeah, and you know both of these teams, the players have had this game circled all offseason because this is the first one. This is the first step towards winning a Big Ten championship. Both teams feel like they've got the playmakers to compete in conference this year, but it all starts today.
On 4th down, they could boot the field goal, but looks as if they'll go for it. On 4th down, looking to pass. Converts on 4th down, still going. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Makes the catch. It's Stewart. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route, and then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Using his legs, it's Moulton. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, second and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's third down. He's looking over.
Touchdown, Michigan! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
How explosive is this offense, right? They rev it up so quickly. Speed, playmaking ability, versatility, running, throwing, NFL talent all over the place. And after that last touchdown, they've already blown this game wide open. And guys, we're not even through the first quarter yet.
The coverage team maintained his discipline, not much doing on that return. Good news, I guess, a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Looking to throw on first down. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And it's not panic time yet for this offense, but last week was a really bad performance. This week, starting off a little bit slow. They got to find some form of rhythm. They got to find some way, get a few first downs, get some playmakers involved, because right now...
And the sack all the way back at the 5.
Man, how about this defense, man? That's the third sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. And the Golden Gophers will call on their punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Makes the grab close to the logo. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Guys, here come those maize and blue wing helmets on offense. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up the short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. They've got a first down here to open the period. Quickly out to the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped. And the Wolverines line it up with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. They lost ground on first down. Now second and goal from the 5. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, you know, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3 and out the last time they had the ball. Fires to the right. Hits the open man. There he goes. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. This is an explosive attack, and that last big play has them set up 1st and 10 from the 26. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
The trend continues for this offensive line from last week. They gave up 5 sacks last week. They've given up 4 today. The most important part of your offense is protecting that quarterback. They've got to do a better job.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
Really nice job by the defense that time. Third down, they're expecting pass, but they also know that this quarterback is dangerous when he wants to scramble. And it was almost as if they were expecting that. They were able to get to him, get him down. It now sets up fourth down. And you don't see the defense sprinting off the field just yet, guys. They're not sure. With this guy's scrambling ability, they may try to go for this.
It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Gonna run it. It's Moulton. Got the first down and more. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. That's the way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. And the defense makes it play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
That is exactly what this defense needed. They have not had a great first half, given up a bunch of touchdowns, but this might get them started. This might get the energy going and maybe rattle the quarterback a little bit with that sack.
He'll pull it down. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo. Might be changing the route. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Catch in the middle. It's Creascorn. He's not going to get there. Stop short on fourth down. Showing press. They want to be physical here. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Looking to fire. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Boy, this defense is ridiculous. On point. They know how to rush the passers. Multiple guys getting it done. 5 sacks, and we are still in the first half.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Crosses the 30, he's got away. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Let's go. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got it in the middle. It's Creascorn. And they pick up just a few on that completion. This rivalry dates back to 1892, but it was in 1903 that fielding Hurry-Up Yost was worried that Minnesota would contaminate his water supply, hence the start of the Little Brown Jug.
How about that, man? A little tampering back then. A little you're gonna fix the game, mess with my players, and I think all of those things. It's really cool to learn the backdrops, Jesse, of rivalries and how things are named the way they are, and why the hatred usually runs so deep.
And you know what's interesting is a lot of these players on the field right now, they probably don't have any idea of the history and how interesting that is. All they care about is adding another trophy to the trophy case, and they want the Little Brown Jug in that box.
Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. Using his legs, it's Moulton.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Looking to pass, it's Underwood. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, on offense, no doubt, right? You've had success. You're throwing some tutties. Why not keep throwing it? They're going to keep being aggressive. You're going to have to do a better job, though, keeping this quarterback standing up.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Grab near the marker is Creascorn. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
Man, what a weapon in this offense. To have a tight end that you can throw the football to, not just over the middle, not just to move the sticks, but a guy like this that can absolutely blaze, like a Warren, like a Bowers we've seen over the years.
Touchdown, Michigan! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking to throw on first down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
The defense has been so dominant up front. You've seen it in these passing situations. That now the 7th sack of the game.
Got a man. It's Hayes. Corralled and brought down by the defense. The Golden Gophers are in the hurry-up. Shotgun snap on third down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Kick is in the air. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Dropping back, it's Underwood. He'll pull it down and run. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch him because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Stop just inside the 25. We'll mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Working that left side now. And they'll finally shove him out of bounds after a strong run. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wolverines.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finish the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Defense showing heavy blitz at the line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Fighting off the defender. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Looking downfield on first down. Pocket breaking down. Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11. Here comes the heat. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. On the run from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. First play from scrimmage, and they'll keep it on the ground. At the 45, on his way. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. And the Wolverines come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Leaves it with the running back. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Got his man downfield. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. The Wolverines are flying down the field.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that.
Breaks into the open. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the first down. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On the move, it's Webb. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball.
He's trying to get it in. Touchdown, Michigan. A great catch and run for 6. Michigan has dominated this rivalry over the years, and they look oh so close to securing the jug again.
You look at Michigan on paper, and they have an advantage all over the place against Minnesota. It was a question of whether they could just stay out of their own way. If they eliminated the mistakes, we knew this was going to be a tall order for Minnesota, and Michigan just looks dominant.
Yeah, it stinks, but it is the facts. The facts are you're less talented at Minnesota, and you've got to play really, really well, especially in these rivalry games, and hope to catch Michigan on a bad day. But that little brown jug is inching towards Michigan's sideline now.
Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there. They need something that goes forward this time on 2nd and long from the 14. Back to pass. Firing to the right, complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to throw deep right side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. And the Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6 times tonight. Makes the catch at the 35. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Back to pass, it's Underwood. Pulls it in, it's Moulton. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first, it's at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Handoff to the lone back. Past the sticks, and he may get more. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. This quarterback part of their running game. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And this beatdown is close to completion as we've reached the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. So the final period starts with a 2nd down play. He'll do it himself on the draw. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Bought a little time, lets it go. And a big deflection on 3rd down forces a 4th down. They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. Needs it to keep this drive alive. He gives them a fresh set of downs, and this one will be 1st and goal from the 6. And the Wolverines pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Touchdown Wolverines! And they take it in for 6 more points. Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Tennessee opened up a can, and how many times can you say you went into someone else's building and beat them by double digits? It's what happened today, and the rest of college football should take notice.
On the run, it's Washington. Turning it on! The 40! The 20! He's at the touchdown, Minnesota! Once he got some room, it was over.
I think it's a good sign for coaches to see that their team is still fighting. They're getting blown out in this game. Nothing has gone their offense's way. They've been outmatched. But here in the 4th quarter, you like to see guys competing. You like to see guys still trying to fight. Because as a coach, you want to know, next time you take the field, which guys you can depend on and what you can build off.
So here comes the Michigan offense. Might be calling a hot route. Back to throw, it's Underwood. Catch in the middle, it's Webb. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Grabbed over the middle, it's Cochran. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They'll go with the 5 wide out set on 2nd and 7. A run for the quarterback. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Quarterback on the keeper. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good 2nd down situations.
Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course. This team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
And the Wolverines kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. On the run, it's Moulton. Relentless, tough running, gets it down to the 4. The Wolverines come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll try to run for it. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. No more room